I'm Roman Yossi of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Dante Fabro of the Nashville Predators.
This is Philip Forsberg of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Colton Sissons of the Nashville Predators.
I'm Eustace Aros of the Nashville Predators.
You're listening to the Renegades of Puck
with Crazy Charlie.
Welcome to the bunker. Welcome to Renegades of Puck podcast. I'm your host and captain, Crazy Charlie Saunier, and before we get started with no half-step and hockey coverage, first let me direct you to our home website, renegadesofpuck.com. Once you go to renegadesofpuck.com, you'll learn everything you need to know about the show, what you're good and educated about the show. Click on that merchandise tab, take you straight to our classic logo t-shirt and all of the gimmicks you come to know and love and expect from the Renegades of Puck. They're all still available in our online store. The best way to say it is that we've sold out so that you can buy in. Social media is of critical importance to this operation, so here's how you can support the Renegades of Puck. Jump in the trenches on Instagram or on Facebook, maybe on Threads. We are there as well. We're also on X. You can find us just about everywhere, so please, whatever it is, platform you prefer, utilize the Renegades of Puck and help us promote what we are doing here in the trenches. We sure to appreciate everybody who has helped us out along those ways. If you'd like to support the show, you can do that by going over here to our virtual tip jar. You can scan that QR code. You can drop something in our virtual tip jar at any time. Every dollar goes a long way to helping this independent hockey operation known as the Renegades of Puck. So again, stick taps, love, and respect to everybody who's taken the time to donate. It sure means a lot to helping us out. Now listen, I know it is time for the No Half Step in Hockey coverage, so let me deliver the goods. It is time for operation number 917. That is right. It is time for show number 917. And at this moment in hockey history, the Nashville Predators currently find themselves in 8th place in the Central Division, and the only time a 1-5 record after 6 games played sounds good is if you started 0-5. So the Nashville Predators now have a record of 1-5 after 6 games skated. They have 2 points, picking up their first points of the season. They currently find themselves 10 points behind the first place Winnipeg Jets and 3 points behind their next opponent, the Chicago Blackhawks. The Nashville Predators on the road have a record of 0-1. They have scored 14 goals overall in the season, giving up 23 on the season. Chicago Blackhawks in 7th place in the Central Division have a record of 2-4-1. They have 5 points, 3 points ahead of the Nashville Predators on home ice, a record of 1-2. They've scored 18 goals and given up 24 on the season. The Central Division, after the first week plus of play, let's update it. The Winnipeg Jets lead the way so far with 12 points, a record of 6-0. Minnesota Wild in second place with 10 points. They are 4-0-2. The Dallas Stars have 10 points as well. The Utah Hockey Club has 9 points in 4th place. In 5th place, the St. Louis Blues with 8. Colorado Avalanche have 6 points and are in 6th place. And then the matchup before us, the Blackhawks in 7th, the Predators in 8th. Now, once the Nashville Predators wrap up this one-night road trip to Chicago, immediately back home Saturday night to face off against the Columbus Blue Jackets. Then Monday in Tampa, another one-game road trip. Thursday back home against the Edmonton Oilers. So a very busy week ahead with the Nashville Predators yo-yoing on and off the road. On the 2nd of November, the Predators open up a brand new month versus the Colorado Avalanche. And on the 4th, they welcome in the LA Kings to Bridgestone Arena. Now, between the Nashville Predators and Chicago Blackhawks, the season series, this is the first of 4 meetings. The next one won't take place until January the 16th when the Predators will host the Blackhawks. And on the 7th of February, the Preds will go into Chicago for the second and final time this regular season. And then March the 8th, the Blackhawks will come to Bridgestone Arena one last time. That will round out the regular season series. Now, for the Chicago Blackhawks, 7th place, yes, but let's talk about their most recent stretch of action. Let's go back 5 games. It was the 12th of October, a 5-2 win at the Edmonton Oilers. On the 15th of October, a 3-1 loss at the Calgary Flames. On the 17th of October, a 4-2 win versus the San Jose Sharks. On the 19th, a 4-2 loss versus Buffalo. And most recently, on the 22nd of October, a 6-3 loss versus the Vancouver Canucks. Mrazek got the start in net, took the loss, going 24 out of 30. Now, taking a look inside the numbers in the matchup between these two teams, somewhat evenly matched in a lot of these statistical metrics. Let's run them down. Goals for the Nashville Predators are at 2.33 goals per game. That's 28th overall in the NHL. The Blackhawks are at 2.57. That is 25th overall in the NHL. In goals against, Predators are giving up 3.83 per game. That's 26th. While the Hawks are giving up 2.43 against per game. That's 21st overall in the NHL. This is the one category where the Nashville Predators are absolutely shining through the first 6 games of the season. In the shots on goal category, shots for 36.5 per game is number 1 overall in the NHL. For the Chicago Blackhawks, a little bit of a different story, 28.9. That's 19th in the NHL. In the shots against, Predators giving up 28.3. That is 11th in the league. 28.7 for Chicago is 13th in the league. Similar in that metric. Special teams, the Nashville Predators power play is converting at 18.2% of the season. That's 20th overall in the league, 4 out of 22 opportunities. Chicago Blackhawks have the 8th best power play in the NHL, converting at 27.3%. They've converted 6 times already this season on 22 opportunities when it comes to the penalty kill. One of the other bright spots for the Nashville Predators this early part of the season has been this PK unit. They've given up 2 power play goals against so far, but they are rated 2nd overall with a kill rate of 89.5%. Blackhawks right in the middle of the pack at 16th. They've given up 4 power play goals against on the season. Their kill rate is 79%. Every team in the NHL has lots of high-skilled individuals. We always like to single out the top 5 from each team going into the matchup. O'Reilly first on the Nashville Predators in scoring with 2 goals and 4 assists for 6 points. Philip Forsberg also with the same stat line, 2 and 4 for 6. The captain, Roman Josi, has not scored a goal yet this season, but does have 5 assists so far for 5 total points. Jonathan Marchessault in his first season as Nashville Predators, a goal and 3 assists for 4 points in his first 6 games. And Luke Evangelista off to a decent start for the Nashville Predators with a goal and 3 assists for 4 total points. Over on the other side of the ledger for the home team Chicago Blackhawks, Tara Vinan's got 3 goals and 4 assists for 7 total points. Seth Jones, former Nashville Predator draft pick, a goal and 6 assists for 7 points. Bedard, a goal and 6 assists for 7 points as well. Foligno, 3 goals, 1 assist for 4 points. And Hall, 2 goals plus 1 assist for 3 total points. In net, anticipated goaltender matchup sees Peter Mrazek at 2 and 3 on the season so far, a 3.24 goals against average and 8.87 save percentage, going up against UC Saros with a record of 1 and 4, a 2.89 goals against average, and a save percentage of 903. The record is not good, but the numbers at least are starting to look a little bit more like professional NHL goaltender numbers for UC Saros. Also add that 1 shutout. A shutout in the NHL goes a long way to improving your numbers, especially with a sample size that's only 5 games so far. So we will talk about that game coming up in the Rebirth Sports full game recap. That has you all set for the Nashville Predators and Chicago Blackhawks. It's a Friday night, the first of back-to-backs, with the Predators having to travel back home on Friday night to get back home for a game against Columbus. That will affect how they operate as far as time on ice, as far as lines. We'll have to track that. It's just something to keep an eye on going into this game. Let's talk about everything that happened with the Boston Bruins. The Nashville Predators winless, hosting Boston, looking to turn things around. It's called the Rebirth Sports full game recap, and it's coming up next.
Hockey players are as unique as the game itself, and your uniform should be tailored to fit you. Rebirth Sports is your sports apparel tailor. From shells, bags, warm-ups, hats, hoodies, branding, and more, let Rebirth Sports be your custom hockey tailor.
And don't forget to tell them they do more than just hockey.
Rebirth Sports on Facebook, Twitter, and Instagram. Rebirth Sport, a match made in hockey.
It's now time for the Rebirth Sports full game recap. We go all the way back to October 22nd of the year 2024 when the Nashville Predators were hosting the Boston Bruins at Bridgestone Arena. Head coach Andrew Burnett deploys his line combinations and defensive pairings in the following way. Forsberg, O'Reilly, and Nyquist, Stamkos, Sissons, Marchessault make up your second line. Jankowski, Novak, Evangelista, LaRue, McCarron, and Smith make up your fourth line, so LaRue making his NHL debut for this Nashville Predators team. Shea and Josi are your top defensive pairing, Luzon and Carrier, and then Del Gaizo and Shen. UC Saros gets the start in net. We are only 13 seconds into this first period, and it's Pastrnak off to the box. 2 minutes for hooking on Nyquist. So the first thing that happens in this game is a penalty against Boston. The Nashville Predators off to the power play. O'Reilly then picks up a penalty for interference. That's going to make it 4-on-4 before we find our first shot on goal, and that is stopped by Swayman. Luzon took the shot. That is technically the first shot on goal of the game. Saros then comes up with his first save of the game on Zadorov. We go back to even strength hockey in 3:15. We find Shen and Kostelic off to the box, 5 minutes each for fighting. And to be honest with you, Shen never really got going in this one, and it was a bit of a lopsided affair. 3:50 now of the first period. It's Swayman coming up with a save on Del Gaizo. 6:25 of the first period. Evangelista comes up with the wide shot on the 2-on-1 rush opportunity, missed right there by the Nashville Predators. At 7:44 of the first period, it's Shea off to the box, 2 minutes for tripping. UC Saros comes up with the save on Moorhead. Then Saros comes up with a save on Lindholm, and then Saros comes up with a save on Zaka on the back post at the 11:25 mark of the first period. It's Jones off the box, 2 minutes for interference. This puts the Nashville Predators on the power play. Swayman, big save on Jonathan Marchessault, and then another save on Ryan O'Reilly. Back to even strength again at the 15:28 mark of the first period. Swayman coming up with a save on Steven Stamkos at the 17:05 mark of the first. It's Jones off to the box for the second time in this period, this time 2 minutes for tripping. This time, the Nashville Predators are going to capitalize. It is Ryan O'Reilly with his second goal of the season, making it 1-0 in favor of the Nashville Predators. It was a low slot deflection off of Yossi's shot, but that description doesn't quite do the justice. It was, in fact, O'Reilly cutting across the slot, reaching behind him with the stick and getting the deflection off of Yossi's straightaway shot from out high. So O'Reilly cashes on the power play. The Preds take a 1-0 lead. 17:30 of the first period now. Saros comes up with a save on Pasternak's backhand on the breakaway, and it's just like the Predators' luck so far this season to score a big power play goal, then almost give up a breakaway goal just seconds later, 25 seconds after scoring. 19:43 of the first. Now it's Saros coming with a save on Zaka. That takes us to the intermission, with the Predators leading 1-0 and out shooting the Boston Bruins 14-9. Into the clean sheet of the second period, we're 1 minute and 26 seconds in, and it's UC Saros back to work, coming with a save on Zadorov at 2:08 of the second. Saros comes up with a save on Cohere at 3:21 of the second period. It's Saros coming with a save on Geeky at the 3:49 mark of the second. Saros coming with a save on Carlos. So you've heard UC Saros' name quite a bit here to start the period. As a matter of fact, the Boston Bruins would pile up several shots on goal here in the first 5 minutes. Swayman would make his first save at 5:39 of the second period on Del Gaizo. And then at the 7-minute mark, Zadorov would be off the box. 2 minutes for hooking on Carey. Peak comes up with a shot block on the continuation that saved a goal in the crease right there on the goal line. Very impressive awareness by the defenseman to be there and prevent the Nashville Predators from scoring. The Preds go to the power play, but it is UC Saros going to work. He's coming with a save on Marchand, then Saros is coming with a save on Lindholm, and these were two really good shorthanded scoring chances for the Boston Bruins. At the 9:54 mark of the second period, it's LaRue coming up with a shot on goal. It's stopped by Swayman, but notable because it's his first shot on goal of his career in his first ever game. 10:56 into the second period, a little bit more than halfway through now. It's Nyquist hitting the post off of the rush at 12:53. It is McCoy off to the box, 4 minutes for high sticking, and that is going to be on Stamkos. Swayman comes up with a save on Forsberg, then Swayman comes up with another save on Sissons. Swayman will come up with another save on Novak, and one more on Luke Evangelista's deflection. McAvoy out of the box after 4 minutes. The Boston Bruins are able to survive, bend not break on this opportunity, but at the 16:55 mark, back to even strength hockey, it is Tommy Novak scoring for the Nashville Predators, his third goal already this season. Luke Evangelista makes the bank pass off of Swayman off to the low slot where Novak was waiting, and Novak with the finish gives the Nashville Predators a 2-0 lead here in the second period. Now the shots on goal, the Predators just jumping up here in shots on goal at the end of the period. 31 total through 2 periods. The Boston Bruins are at 23. We go to the back side of the sheet, and we find ourselves in the third period. We're only 7 seconds into the third period, and it's UC Saros coming with a save on Pastrnak in all-alone set play off the opening puck drop, executed almost to perfection by the Boston Bruins up until the final second when the shot was taken and UC Saros turned it aside. 2:26 into the third period. It is Zaka hitting the crossbar at the 2:42 mark. Smith off the box, 2 minutes for high sticking. That's going to put the Nashville Predators back on the penalty kill, and UC Saros back to to work, coming up with a save on Zacha, then coming up with another save on Pastrnak. The Predators survive this one and get back to even strength. The 9-minute mark of the third, it's Swayman coming up with a save on Luzon. 11:15 of the third, it's Swayman coming up with a save on Brady Shea. And at 12:47 now of the third period, it's Nyquist getting his first goal of the season. It was a bit of a change-up of a wrist shot, a release that was a little bit tricky after the look-off, and it was this time Nyquist not hitting the post, but cashing in, giving the Nashville Predators a 3-0 lead over the Boston Bruins with his first goal of the season. 13:55. Yes, 13:55. We're in the empty net scenario already, so the extra attacker on Luke Evangelista gets his first goal of the season from his own defensive zone, picked it up off the wall, and with confidence just threw it down the ice right into the net, and that's exactly how you do it. 4-0 now in favor of the Nashville Predators. Still a little bit of time to go. Brady Shea would pick up a penalty, 2 minutes for tripping at 15:39. Saros would have to come up with a save on Marchand, and Alex Carey would have to come up with a big block shot to preserve the shutout. 17:42 of the third. Saros one last save on Zadorov. That secures the shutout. The Nashville Predators beat the Boston Bruins 4-0 at Bridgestone Arena for their first win of the season in their 6th game of the season. They do outshoot the Boston Bruins 42-33 overall, and for the Nashville Predators, the trend of outshooting their opponents and putting up quite high shot volume continues. What was different in this game is, well, the Nashville Predators scored 4 goals. They found a way to pick up a victory, and UC Saros was much better in net in this game compared to his other starts this season. That's got you all caught up on what happened between the Nashville Predators and the Boston Bruins. Again, the Preds, congratulations, they pick up their first victory of the season, and it was definitely a different style, a different feel. The Nashville Predators felt so much more engaged in this particular game. The Boston Bruins are a very solid Eastern Conference opponent. The Nashville Predators have certainly had their issues against them in the past, as many teams in the NHL have. So for the Nashville Predators, a big victory against this Boston Bruins team. That's going to do it for the Rebirth Sports full game recap, full analysis, box score, and more coming up next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast.
Hello, hello, hello. I'm Tracy, owner-operator of Strong Style Fitness. And that's me and my training assistant, Rizzo. And we are here to bring you fitness that meets you where you are by offering circuit classes, bar-inspired classes, Tabata workouts, boot camps, guided stretching, and more, all taught by a certified personal trainer, me. To learn more, go to our website, strongstylefit.com. Subscribe on YouTube at Strong Style Fitness. Follow on social media at Strong Style Fit. But most importantly, let's get you moving. It doesn't matter if it's your first workout or you've been doing it for years. Strong Style Fitness has the workout that meets you on your journey and helps you along the path to a happier, healthier life. I understand where you've been, what you were going through, and where you were going, and I want to take you there. We'll see you on the mat. Mwah.
Welcome back in Renegades of Puck podcast. And to be honest with you, after hearing that Rebirth Sports full game recap, I've got to wonder how much the host might have been malfunctioning there. Clearly had a little bit of an issue during that previous recording. That was recorded several hours ago. Started to feel a little bit lightheaded during that segment and had to stop and had to reset for the evening and start the broadcast all over again the following day. So for the errors you might have heard, listen, it was just too cumbersome to go back and re-record the entire thing. But it was very clear that while I was trying to fight through something there, it wasn't going particularly well. Hey, sometimes you screw it up. I'd rather be the realist version of myself than the best version of myself. Sometimes more precise, more passionate than precise. Yeah, that's perfect. So let's talk about this game. Let's get into it. The analysis: the Nashville Predators' first victory of the season. UC Saros in net 33 out of 33. His first shutout of the season. The 24th already of UC Saros' career. The biggest saves of the game were the saves on Pastrnak in alone with one of the best scorers in the NHL, and UC Saros was able to shut that down 2 different times. The shorthanded saves that UC Saros was forced to make when the Nashville Predators were sloppy, especially early in their power play situations, those were some really, really solid saves right there. So UC Saros didn't have the easiest night. He did a really strong job in net. Felt like this was overall his best game. He was making scrambling saves. He was making good tracking saves. He was using his vision. He was using his athleticism, and he was using some good desperation and even some assistance from the defense and from the forwards at times. And that's what goes into the mix usually for a goaltender ending up with a shutout at the NHL level. O'Reilly had a goal and assist for 2 total points, and the deflection. I mean, that was a pretty sick deflection for the old-timer reaching back behind him like that. Probably has a stiff back this morning from reaching back behind him that far. Well, if you are aging normally and not aging the way Ryan O'Reilly does, then you'd probably have a stiff back. But what a deflection right there. 6 points on the season now. That is the co-leader of the team with Philip Forsberg, and Ryan O'Reilly, now well established here with this Nashville Predators team, just has a compete level that is so much higher than what we have seen perhaps in the entire team's history. I mean, he is what they call a gamer. He's really out there determined on every single shift. And watching O'Reilly it's a special thing. I'm glad the Nashville Predators were able to get him and add him to this team. It's going to benefit the youth of the team that sees him and works with him and practices next to him and observes when it's time to eat meal, when it's time to go to bed, when it's time to get on the bus, and all the professional things that Ryan O'Reilly does to make himself such an effective professional hockey player. Let's see, Luke Evangelista, that's one of the young players we're talking about being influenced by Ryan O'Reilly. The goal, yes, an empty netter, but it's worth mentioning because he just pounced on that loose puck on the wall and fired it into the empty net with confidence. How many times do you watch a Nashville Predators game where they hem and they haul and they don't fire the puck at the empty net, or they end up with a handful of icings before they finally get it? This was the Boston Bruins' desperation attempt to pull the goaltender that early, and Luke Evangelista just threw it right into the net. As cool and casual as can be, his assist was also pretty great from below the goal line, banked off the goaltender to Novak. That was a special looking pass. Give him 3 shots on goal as well, and 15-11 total time on ice. Vision, confidence, and I want to see more of it. Luke Evangelista, a pretty solid game as that Boston Bruins team. Tommy Novak is a part of that equation as well. The two of them having some really good chemistry. Certainly, we saw that come together last year. We're seeing it pick up right here. Tommy Novak gets a goal. What is that? Tommy Novak's 3rd goal of the season already. So Tommy Novak is also off to a really start 4 shots on goal and bring in the jam. We talked about it. Greasy, go to the hard areas, make it happen. That's what Tommy Novak did right there. He picks up that greasy goal. The captain, Romaniossi's got 2 assists in this game, leading the way with a strong effort, 5 shots on goal, 22-24 in total time on ice. That led his squad. And when your team gets a shutout and you are on the top defensive pair and you also add 2 assists to that, you deserve recognition for the efforts that you have put in, and that's what we've just done. Let's talk about the rookie, his first game. LaRue out there with his first shot on goal of his NHL career, also delivered 4 hits. The energy guy, the stick of dynamite, the new Jordan Tutu, 9:59 in total time on ice. Looked good out there. It was fun to see the youth. It was fun to see the exuberance. It was fun to see the energy. This is a player we've all been following along and tracking for a long time, ever since the Nashville Predators first drafted him. He's a character, and the Nashville Predators need that right now. They need to embrace that type of energy. They need to embrace that enthusiasm, that exuberance, whatever the hell was going on in the first 5 games of the season. They have found something different after this game. It was very obvious after watching this game. It was very different than the first 5. Yes, UC Saros was better in this one. The team from start to finish was better, more consistent, more crisp in their game. And to beat the Boston Bruins is not the easiest thing in the world. The Boston Bruins have been one of the winningest clubs in the NHL the last couple of seasons. But this looked different. It felt different. It was different. And the results in the end are what come together. If the team plays like that the rest of the way, they will win more games than they will lose. They will still lose from time to time, but they will look a lot more competitive than perhaps they did in the game against the Kraken or either of the games against the Detroit Red Wings. That Nashville Predators team from last night embrace whatever it was that came out of the 5-game losing streak and added to this Game 6 first victory of the season. If it was LaRue and his energy and his excitement and his physical play, lean into it. Let's go. Go win some hockey games. Go have some fun out there. It's a great game. It's the best game that's ever been invented. I'm telling you. Go have some fun and go enjoy. That's going to do it for the analysis portion of things. I mean, honestly, when the team wins, we can sit here and talk about it all day because that's what you guys want. You want to hear about the team winning, and I love it. When the team does win, you guys click on things more, and I appreciate that. Thank you guys out there. Let's get to Stripe Digital Solutions, one of our best partners, and let's come back and let's talk about the good, cold, hard numbers known as the box score. We'll do that next right here on the Renegades of Puck podcast. The digital environment can be quite intimidating, time-consuming, and cumbersome, especially with all those other areas that need attention at your business, and that's why Stripe Digital Solutions is here to help. I know because that's exactly what Stripe Digital Solutions did for me and the Renegades of Puck. From designing my home website and helping me create my merchandise to special event posters, brand building, and social media management. But it's not just that, it's so much more. Stripe Digital Solutions has helped me every step of the way. From startup to full-time operation, Stripe Digital Solutions has been there to assist and advise every single step of the journey. In today's fast-paced world, the path to success is having a strong digital partner, and nobody is better in the trenches than Brandy and Stripe Digital Solutions. Get the solution before it's even a problem with Stripe Digital Solutions. Welcome back in. Let's get into the good cold hard numbers. Known as the box score, Luke Evangelista picks up one of the 4 goals for the Nashville Predators. Team was an empty net goal, but it counts just the same. Tommy Novak with the jam. That goal counts. Nyquist picks one up, and Ryan O'Reilly also picks up the deflection in this game. On the assist side of things, the captain, Roman Josi, leads the way with 2. Brady Shea also chips in with 1 assist. Ryan O'Reilly picks up an assist. Philip Forsberg picks up an assist, and Luke Evangelista also has an assist in this game. When it comes to the shots on goal leaders, it was Roman Josi leading the way with 5, Brady Shea with 4, Tommy Novak also with 4. Good to see Tommy Novak putting the puck on net and his line getting opportunity. That line of Jankowski, Novak, and Evangelista. When it comes to the physical component of things, Luzon led the way with 7. Not much of a surprise right there, but LaRue is right there with 4, second on the team in his first game in the NHL. Only 9:59 in total time on ice, so a good usage of his time. 4 hits in the game. Also, Cole Smith with 4 and Luke Shen with 4 hits in this game. When it comes to your time on ice, leaders found this to be very interesting. Andrew Brunette doesn't get to play from ahead very often and hasn't played from ahead at all this season, frankly. So the time on ice was divided up really quite well. And with an extra day off before the back-to-back, honestly, kind of surprising some of the bigger names weren't out there a little bit more. But a good balance to the time on ice. And here's your time on ice leaders at 18:45. Steven Stamkos at 17:34. Jonathan Marchessault at 17:04. Philip Forsberg. Now, on the defensive side of things, of course, the captain, Roman Josi, led the way with 22-24, but Alex Carrier second at 20:09, and then you'll see Brady Shea at 19:37. When it comes to the special teams, this is where there was quite a bit of time spent in this game. For the Nashville Predators, power play time on ice leaders, Steven Stamkos at 5:34, and then it was Forsberg at 4:49 and Ryan O'Reilly at 4:32. And Roman Josi at 5:04 total. The power play in this game was 1 for 6. A couple of really short-timed power plays because of other penalties that were taken, but 1 of 6 officially in this game. Penalty kill was 4 out of 4 in this game. Penalty kill time on ice leaders from the forward side of things. It was Colton Sissons at 2:48, and it was Marchessault at 2:45. And then looking down the list on the defensive side of things, it was Luzon at 3:25 and Alex Carrier at 3:11. That makes your time on ice for your short-handed situation 4 for 4 for the penalty kill in this game. Some other things coming out of the box score to talk about. Face-off winning percentage, the Nashville Predators at 56.7%. Again, starting with possession of the puck makes things a little bit easier, and the Predators so far are showing quite a bit of dominance in the face-off dot on the season. 32 hits is a nice big number. 10 block shots is a little bit of a low number in this one, but the Predators got the shutout, so hard to critique. 7 takeaways and 21 giveaways, still a little bit reckless with the puck, even in a 4-0 victory. The Boston Bruins, especially when the Bruins were shorthanded, it seemed like the Bruins were able to dispossess the Nashville Predators of the puck a number of times, leading to a couple of really good and dangerous scoring chances where UC Saros had to do some of his best work of the game. So 21 giveaways, still a lot to clean up right there as far as maintaining possession of the puck and not allowing the opponent, frankly, to change the flow of the game. UC Saros goes 33 out of 33 in this game. He gives up 0 goals, which means he gets the shutout. 1,000 is his save percentage. Wonderful number to see. 24 even strength saves, 6 power play saves, 3 shorthanded saves. So of his 33, 9 of those came on special teams. So a decent effort by UC Saros, a good effort overall by the entire team. Their first win of the season. Good job by the Nashville Predators. That's going to do it for the good cold hard numbers known as the box score. Want to take you back to Clarksville. Red River Spartans hosting the Toledo Cherokee in a Great Lakes Division clash, a rivalry that has been picking up steam for the last 2 seasons. It was last year the Spartans knocking the Cherokee down from the top parts of the division and then knocking them out of the playoffs. Well, the Toledo Cherokee have come to Clarksville, and they are on a mission to displace this Red River Spartans team out of first place here in the month of October. Night 1 did not go the Red River Spartans' way. This is night 2 of 3, Spartans versus Toledo Cherokee. We take you to the Ford Ice Center in Clarksville, Tennessee, right now.
Total penalty minutes last night. Toledo 72, the Spartans 59. Night 2 of a 3-game set this weekend is underway, and we've already got our first big hit of the game. Gino Delicato takes a hit, moves the puck. Jesse James Aiken looking to move it to the slot area. Good defensive stick check prevents the Spartans from getting a glorious scoring chance at close range. Kellett gets rocked right there in the neutral zone, gets back up, looks for the man that took him down. Toledo with the 2-on-1 into the offensive zone, and that shot is going to be into the net. Wrist shot beating Bonneville. Toledo Cherokee have a 1-0 lead here at the Ford Ice Center in Clarksville. We're going to get our first penalty call of the game as players come together down in the corner of the Spartans' defensive end. We are picking up much where we left off last night. We've got a large scrum right here. The linesman doing everything he can to try to get this separated. Players continuing to have discussions. Wharton for the Spartans, we were talking about him earlier, plays much bigger than his frame. He's being escorted over to the bench. The referee is trying to get everyone to return to their benches so that he can go over to the scorer's table and get things situated. C.J. Davidson takes his man out along the wall, but the Cherokee had already reversed the play to the other side of the zone. Gonzalez takes it off the wall, tries to play to Elkins for a redirect in the slot. Elkins and Suss doing battle. Davidson now jumps in, and we've got players coming together again. Edwards keeps it in, holds, surveys, sends it across the zone. Bonneville made the first stop, but it is put back in on the rebound by St. Julian. That's a 5-on-3 power play goal, and since it's a major, they will continue on the 5-on-3, 2-0 in favor of the Toledo Cherokee. Shot coming from the left wing is into the net, beating Bonneville. Major power play goal again for the Toledo Cherokee, now leading 3-0. Crawford first off to the bench for glove taps. Penalty killers to break out of the zone, and Delicato does a good job back checking to help prevent a 2-on-1 rush for the Cherokee. Toledo does get to the puck. They will get the dump all the way down in the end. Ingersoll is going to have to go ahead and hold it behind his own net. Reset with 10 seconds to go on the power play. Big hit right there. And Delicato was taken out of the play. Another big hit. Linesman just avoids taking a high stick. And that rush to the net, that's a save by Bonneville, looking to go forehand, backhand high. Bonneville cuts that play off. Leo tries to get the fans motivated. Spartans unable to keep the puck in at the blue line. That's going to be Brackett backhanding it towards the slot area. It trickles in on net. Bodies come together. We had a big collision, and one of the Cherokee players falls on top of Bonneville. Brackett fell on top of Bonneville. Bonneville back up on his feet, seems to be okay, but the Spartans very unhappy with how that situation played out in front of the net. The referees doing quite a bit of communication right here to both sets of players on the ice to try to regain control. Spartans right now getting tired. That pad save right there at the post. 2 by Bonneville, 2 stuff attempts by Bonneville, and now they're saying that puck got across the line and into the net. Johnson driving towards the net. Rebound opportunity for Wilson. Puts it back into the net and scores. The Toledo Cherokee open up a 5-0 lead with 10:03 to go here in the second period. Spartans are able to get it out of there. Aitken heading down the ice. Spartans with an opportunity, and the Spartans are going to pick up their first goal of the game. That is Sikowski finishing off the 2-on-1 with Aitken. Red River is on the board with 8:56 to go here in the second period. We've got the referee's arm up. We've got a delayed penalty call coming right here. That puck is going to ring off the iron, then be put back. And that is going to be the 6th goal for the Toledo Cherokee on the delayed penalty call. There'll be no reason for that power play. Elkin scores with the extra attacker on. Johnson plays the puck ahead. 32 seconds to go on the power play. And that is going to be into the back of the net for Toledo, crashing the slot hard. The Toledo Cherokee pick up their 7th goal of the game for a big third game against this Toledo Cherokee team tomorrow. And Delicato tries to split the D, goes down the middle, fires, and scores. Gino and Delicato splits the hot gates and puts the Spartans on the board for the second time on the power play. 1:07 to go here in the second period. For an offensive zone jam opportunity, it's going to lead to a 2-on-1 for Toledo. Toledo goes in, forehand, backhand, back of the net, 8-2. Toledo Cherokee, as quickly as the Spartans picked up that second goal, Toledo picks up that 8th goal.
We have Charlie at the broadcast booth. This is our booth. This is Charlie. He's the one that calls the games on Flow Hockey. You can always check out the noise around the road. You can watch the games on Flow TV. We have Charlie, and of course, our blind ref.
But Toledo breaking out with an odd man advantage. 3-on-2 over the line. Spartans back checking, getting back into their own end now. Pass laterally across the zone. Weimer skates it in down low, goes to the goal line, takes it behind the net. Looking to send it back. Toledo gets an opportunity at close range. DeFlora got a hold of that one, and we've got a tussle in the corner. Four other players that were on the ice giving minor penalties for not clearing out of the area fast enough. And it's the Toledo Cherokee stuffing that puck into the net for their 9th goal of the game on their 50th shot of the game. Final seconds of the power play. Muglia breaks in, shorthanded goal for the Toledo Cherokee. It's their 10th goal of the game. Elkins from the sharp angle behind the net just absolutely slaps the puck towards Bonneville. It goes off the back of Bonneville's leg and into the net. Power play goal for Toledo, 11-2 in favor of the Cherokee on their 59th shot of the game, 8:42 to go. Toledo over the line looking for more, and they're going to get it. That's going to be the 12th goal of the game for the Toledo Cherokee. Tic-tac-toe to the back of the net, and Bonneville unfortunately never had a chance on that one. Bonneville finds himself coming out of the game, and Vickery is going to go in net for the final 4+ minutes, and we're going to get a penalty right here at center ice. Toledo wins the face-off, gets the puck in close range. Vickery with 2 saves on the doorstep. That's an incredible moment for the young netminder for the Red River Spartans. Played towards the net one more time, cleared down the ice, final second of the game. And that's going to do it. And the referee and the linesman are immediately going to get between the two teams in the neutral zone and make sure that they separate from each other.
That was a tough night at the rink with penalty minutes now between the two games going well over 200 combined minutes, and it's not gonna end there. We'll get to night 3 on the next episode here of the Renegades of Puck podcast. That was the Red River Spartans hosting the Toledo Cherokee USPHL Premier, USPHL Great Lakes Division rivalry action. Red River and Toledo do not like each other very much, as you saw right there in that highlights package. That's going to do it for episode number 917. The Nashville Predators pick up their first victory of the season. They do it over the Boston Bruins, and they do it in a great way by picking up the shutout. So a lot of good things happening for the Nashville Predators. Bottle it up, embrace it, move forward with it. Go win more hockey games. It's easier when the team wins. It makes the show a lot more fun to host, and it makes you guys watch it and pay attention to it a lot more. Leave a comment, subscribe to the channel, do all those good things, my good Renegades. I sure do appreciate your assistance, and we sure do need your help. It's not easy being an independent operation in the trenches, so even if you Bruins fans are watching out there, help us out, give us a little bit of support. We're trying to do our thing here. All right, I'm your host and Captain Crazy Charlie Saunier. I appreciate your time, appreciate your viewership. Most importantly, I appreciate you. Stick taps, love, and respect.